These old ways, get rid of them. We don't need to create endless content. We don't need to spend hours and hours editing it. You don't need to do that. Today's mastermind that we do every Tuesday. So if you haven't registered for next Tuesday, register for next Tuesday. I'm taking ideas. We could figure out something, a content, or the subject of next week. But today's subject is video creation, creating content that inspires action, right? We want to inspire action with our content. That's the whole purpose, okay? How you can quickly and easily create new revenue without wasting time or money on ineffective strategies. Create content to grow your business on autopilot. How to authentically steal or ethically steal your competitors' clients. These are the secrets, right? And I'm going to break all this stuff down for you, but I don't want you to use these powers that I'm going to give you to be lazy. Right? We want you to use these powers so you can be more productive, so you guys could serve the people in your fields. You could serve people with eye care. You could serve people with your counseling sessions, serve people with your business, and not have to worry about all the marketing. Quick earnings disclaimer, you're not going to make millions, right? When I first started in my marketing career, I just wanted to free up some of my time. I wanted to free up some of my time and just be happy, right? There's me and my wife there, just having some fun. But that's really what it's about. Sometimes we work so hard and we lose our happiness. But today, happiness is the new currency. But if you're thinking, hey, I want to be a millionaire, it's very simple. Just break down numbers, figure out how many transactions or how much money you make per transaction. It's all a simple equation, right? If you were making, this was set up originally for real estate. So if you were making $10,000 a transaction, you need 100 transactions to make $1 million, and I've consulted thousands of people, and I personally have done $10 million in real estate each year part-time. So David, when he was first taught this, I showed him what I'm about to teach you, and he started implementing it, and he started having this results. And this is what he said. He said, amazing service, so creative, easy to work with. Sales have increased so much. That's after he started working with us, right? So who is all this for? This is for new business owners. This is for experienced business owners. It doesn't matter if you're brand new, you just started, you're about to start, or you've been in business for 30, 40 years. If you've never created content before, that's perfect. We'll show you how to do it. This is for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to create content. So this is for you. If you're not techie, this is perfect because the strategies and the methods that I'm going to teach you are for somebody who's not techie. I teach all different types of generations, and the not techie people are typically the people that are the best at doing this because I make it so simple. So this basically works for everybody that's creating content. Now, if you stay till the end, I know some people may have some things, and that's okay. But if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you this PDF worksheet, and it's an outline of the entire process. It's a guide to help you kind of start creating. I just made this so that way it's just a copy and paste. It's really filling the gaps, and you could really start making your content real quickly and easily. And I'll send that to you once this is done. But the bottom line is this, okay? The fundamentals win clients. It's not the shiny objects. It's not the shiny new strategies, right? And I really have to teach a lot of people this, that you can't do the fancy stuff if you haven't perfected the fundamentals. We're distracted by the Lambos, but John Wooden, one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time, he said, I believe in the basics, attention to the perfection of tiny details that might be commonly overlooked. They may seem trivial, perhaps even laughable to those who don't understand, but they aren't. They are the fundamentals of your progress in basketball, business, and in life. They are the difference between champions and near champions. First off, just type in the chat right now if you want to be a champion. Just be like, yes. If you don't want to be a champion, just don't type anything. But if you want to be a champion, type in yes so I know who wants to be a champion. Now, obviously, this slide is out of order. I'm going over 2 before 1, but I'll just put them both on there for you. Now, the goal of this mastermind, 2 things. 1, is to go over the 3 different layers of creating inspiring content to build your business and your brand. Okay, so we're going to go over those 3 layers. The second thing is I'm going to show you how to streamline your video content creation process so that way you could just increase your profits. You streamline the process, you spend less time producing more, you get increased profits. Very simple. First off, everyone knows me on here. So I'm going to just briefly go through this. I'm an entrepreneur, been a passionate entrepreneur. I've helped thousands of people, sales, marketing, business development. I've generated 50 million in sales revenue. This is personally and indirectly through teams of people, but I personally have built 6-figure personal incomes in multiple businesses, health and wellness, telecom, a couple of the other ones, real estate, marketing. I personally close over $10 million in real estate each year part-time. I've met some cool people I've worked with or paid or taught or, been in masterminds with some pretty cool people, but really I'm just a normal person, right? I love my family. I love my newborn son, me and my wife. We like to travel. We love to support a community that her mom is real involved with in Cambodia. I mean, we want to experience life just like the average person. But before I really had a chance to experience life, I was like chasing everything. I went from 30K a month, okay, to making nothing. And I was just like chasing the next new thing, right? A new technology came out. I went to the seminar, I bought the trial, or I paid for the course or whatever. I was chasing all the shiny new things. I was going from business opportunity or business strategy to business strategy. And it was really just, I was struggling. I was living at my parents' at that time. I was faking my happiness and I needed a major breakthrough. And I was really just looking for a major breakthrough. And that's when I started doing these masterminds. Okay. And this was years ago, right? I started connecting and meeting with people and learning from people, experts in their field. And I get groups of people together. I get them on a podcast or I have this, Instagram TV now or live that I do. But I started talking and connecting with people who were doing well. And I started noticing the patterns of what they were doing. And I started to kind of take note. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's what they're doing. And I started to start running in my business. But the problem is my campaigns were running, even though they were better than they were doing before, it still wasn't good enough because my competitors, no matter how much I learned, my competitors were still flying by me. And I was trying to figure out why people in the same fields, in the same industry, why do they seem like they're having more success? Why are they producing more with less? Why are they having all this success? And it came down to, understanding this is that I was burning money. I was wasting money in my campaigns because some people buy, but most people don't. I mean, that's the reality, right? How many people are going to buy versus how many people are not going to buy your product? It's safe to say more people are not going to buy your product. That's the reality. But some people, they will buy now. Some people and most people will probably buy later if they're going to buy. And some people that don't buy at all, they may refer you to other business. So you need to keep all those in mind when you're creating your content, right? And if you don't create content properly, the way I'm about to show you is that you're going to lose out on all these future opportunities when people are ready to buy. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are not missing out on future opportunities. And I don't know, so who's heard 7 times people have to see your brand to trust you? That's a marketing kind of, thing that they say, right? People need to see you 7 times till they can actually know you and trust you. Okay. So what happened was when I realized all this, I realized here was the difference. It was time to start farming because I realized that people, okay, that the people that I was researching and talking to, they were not just fishing with a fishing pole. They were building farms. They were building client content farms. Okay. And what I mean by this is this concept was first introduced to me by a guy named Stephen Covey. And Stephen Covey, he wrote a book. He wrote many books, right? The 7 Highly Effective Habits. And he also wrote a book called The Speed of Trust. But he talked about this in one of his books that he wrote. And he talked about the different industries. And he talked about the different seasons that we went to as we grown in the economic seasons, right? So we'll go from the beginning. Before anything, there was hunters and gatherers. Okay, so there was hunters and gatherers that would go out there and they would go hunt every day, every other day, and they would gather every other day, and they'd bring it back to their house or their village, and they would eat enough supply for the day. They'd go fish for the day. They'd walk back every day carrying what they can, and then the next day, early morning, they go back out there and fish again. And every day they'd have to go fish, right? But then something happened that was revolutionary. It was farming. Okay, imagine being a hunter and gatherer every day. You're going out there and you're spinning your wheels every day to feed your family, and somebody says, hey, Mac, if you just take this seed, okay, and you just put it in the ground and you water it every day, eventually you'll have more produce and more food than if you just fished every day. I mean, what a concept to all the hunters and gatherers at the time, right? All they knew is this. Somebody brought this concept to them, and it was foreign to them. But we all know that fishing and hunting and gathering, okay, was replaced by farming. The farming industry produced 50 times more production than hunters and gatherers. Then as we progress as an economy, we progress into the industrial age. Industrial farms now exist, and they produce 50 times more than the family farms. Okay, then we went into the information age, okay, or the technology age first. Then we went into the information age, and it's all produced 50 times more. So this information that I'm going to give you is going to produce more. It may take a little bit more to start getting it going. It may seem foreign at first, but if you trust the process, you will have a farm, and your farm will produce clients after clients after client. Now, what is the fundamentals of content farming? Okay, what are the fundamentals? We'll go through those fundamentals now, and it's the key. Once you figure out this, it's the success. It's the key to success. I'm giving you the keys to the door. Once you figure this out, you'll make content quickly, and you'll be able to generate new business at the speed of light, really. Okay. And once I figured this out, my business blew up. I spent less time. I actually ended up getting married, and my wedding was amazing. All these cool things, right? It was all happy for me. But for a long time, I did it the hard way. 15 years, we did it the hard way. And it's really not our fault, because like I said, everybody's trying to convince us to do something different. Everybody's trying to say, hey, it's not the content that you're creating. You need this new software. Or it's not this, content. It's not consistently creating content. It's, you need to, get this program, or you need to get this new trick, and then you need to get this new course. It's nothing new. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay. And people will try to tell you to do something different. And that's why it's been such a struggle. I mean, it was a struggle for me, because sometimes I get involved, and all of a sudden, okay, I'm trying to build the farm, and somebody else will tell me it's not working. Just because it didn't work like this, they're telling me it's not working. Because when you fish, sometimes you get a fish like that, but when you're building a farm, it's more work in the beginning, but it's more production. And sometimes people are going to tell you, forget about delayed gratification. Our society is set up for this instant society. Okay. Instant gratification is you can have everything, a pill away, you're a course away, but that's not how this works. And I'm really going to show you how this works. These old ways, get rid of them. We don't need to create endless content. We don't need to spend hours and hours editing it. Okay. So everyone who's on here is like, oh, I don't want to edit it. You don't need all that. You don't even need to hire somebody to create it. Okay. You don't need to build fancy membership sites or websites. You don't need to write a book. Okay. Believe it or not, that happens a lot. I've done that before. And you don't need to do that, okay? It could be costly. You don't need to publish a magazine. I mean, I just talked to somebody on the other day that was telling me he wanted to get me on Fox and CNBC, and, it's just going to cost me $3,000. And I'm like, hey, you guys soon will be begging to get my information. I'm not going to pay to get on there. I want it to be real and authentic, but you don't need to do all that. That's all the old way. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. I don't know if you guys done any of that stuff. If you've done some of that stuff, write in the chat. I love to know if you've actually experimented with we can see your notes. Oh, you can see my notes. Oh, you can see the speaker view. That's all right. It's no big deal. I'm just reading the notes here too, but you can't see it all fancy. So you don't, wait, does it pop up? It does like that. Okay. Anyways, let's go back in. So I'm going to show you how to create all this content strategy, okay, in just the next 10 minutes. Okay. We're almost done here. 2 secrets to thriving content. Okay. The first secret, progression. It's all about progression content. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that. And don't kiss on the first date. I'll talk about what that means. Okay. Who here is trying to kiss on the first date? Nobody. Okay. You don't want to get kissed on the first date. There's the 3 layers to creating inspiring content to building your business. And I'll show you what those 3 layers are so you could create that for your business. The secret that I'm going to teach you is streamlining the process, making it simple so you could make it quickly and you could build profits quickly. All right. So now the first secret, okay? Let's see. We got someone else that's trying to come in here. Let me add that person here. Okay, so the first secret that I'm gonna jump into, and got so many things going on. I'm gonna see if I can actually change this speaker view. Desktop 1. Oh, this is desktop 2. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, I think that should be a better view for everybody. So you can see the whole picture. Anyways, cool. So the first secret, progression. Okay, don't kiss on the first date. Look, if I explain it like this, you'll realize how silly it really is. But some people are doing this with their content. Okay, you take someone on a date. Okay, I know there's a lot of people here who are married, but when we were dating, okay, and if you're in the dating season right now, don't do this, right? You see a beautiful woman or a handsome man, and you go on one date with them, and they seem like they're just amazing, and you propose to them. I mean, come on, how silly is that? That is really silly, right? But that's what a lot of people are doing with their marketing. That's what a lot of people are trying to do. They're trying to make one piece of content, and then they're saying bye. And that's really not how it works. You can't kiss on the first date. It doesn't work in life, doesn't work in business. Now, how I come to realize this is I started researching. I researched some of the top people who were doing very well in their industries. And I started looking at all the content they were producing. And I looked at the flow. I studied exactly what they were doing. I studied all their Facebook content. I studied an ad library that you could find. If you guys don't know about the ad library, if you're doing Facebook ads, you need to know about the ad library. The ad library is a way where you can actually look up every single person's ad. It's all public information, and it's a great way to do some R&D. It's a great way to rip off and duplicate. So I started doing all this. I started doing all this research, the Google research, the YouTube research, started looking at all their content. Then I identified the common factors that every single person was doing, and then I created my farm. I built those common factors in my farm, and I started building my farm, and I put it to the test. Now, look, this took me for years. I mean, first off, I've been studying sales and marketing for over a decade. I've been building businesses for a decade. I've been doing online Facebook marketing for about 4 or 5 years now. So this took me a lot of time, not including the money. And I mean, I read books, bought books and seminars and workshops and courses and one-on-one mentors, all these things. Okay. I mean, I can't even count the amount of dollars, probably tens of thousands of dollars that I've invested in this, but it was all worth it, because when it came down to it and I learned this, these were my results. My results were skyrocketing compared to everyone else in my industry. And this is actually an ad that I did. And you can see I had 486 comments. That's inspiring action. And then I had 756 leads from this campaign that I built, okay, using this strategy, this video content strategy. So I know it works, okay? It worked for me. Money was flying, awesome. But did it work for other people, okay? We actually did the same strategy for Queenie. Queenie's actually on the line. She'll tell you, but maybe I'll have her share if she's in a position, but we did a similar strategy. We built this layered campaign where we had a contest for sunglasses. And then on top of the contest, we had educational material about how the sun affects your eyes. And we had this whole layer. Okay, we layered all these content strategy. And I'm going to show you the exact layer, but this exact thing that I'm about to show you, we did it to her. And she started getting really great results on Facebook. Not only was she getting 362 a lead, but her opt-in rate was skyrocketing as well. I don't have that here, but I know it was great. So it worked for her. We did this with Jonathan. So before he was working with us, he was getting $10.17 a lead, okay, on his Facebook ads. We restructured some of his campaigns. We restructured his marketing, his video content, and boom, we increased. I mean, we went from a $10.17 a lead to 47 cents a lead. I mean, imagine that shift, right? You know, and if you guys are already doing Facebook ads, let me know. Hey, just say Facebook ads. Type Facebook ads if you're doing Facebook ads. No worries. If you got to go, you got to go. Natalie, no worries. We'll connect. But let me know, guys, if you guys are doing Facebook ads, I want to know. That way it can help me here. But anyways, it worked for Jonathan. Okay. Then I did the same thing for someone else, and this was the results. Before they were working with us, it was $5.40. We did this restructuring of their content, and boom, we got 70 cents an ad. So all about the content. It's really, we didn't shift anything else besides this content strategy that I'm going to show you. So if you never created content before, that's completely okay. I'm going to show you simply how you could do it. It's really simple. Here's the first way to do it. Step one, if you're taking notes, this is the golden nuggets. I mean, I've been sharing a lot of golden nuggets this whole time. And if you guys been getting a lot of value out of this, let me know. Put a thumbs up, clap your hands, do something. I just feed off that energy. You know, let me know. But right now, this is the meat. Okay, this is the meat. All right. So you want to write this down for your notes when you're creating your ads. Okay, when you create this campaign, you want to first determine your layers. Okay, determine your layers. What are the layers of content? Well, first off, you have the foundational layer. Okay, the foundational layer is about 12 videos, and they're 1 to 3 minute videos. Okay, and they're all about your product and your industry basics. Okay, 1 to 3 minutes, and you need about 12 of them. Okay, so you need a good dozen videos, and you build that base. That's the foundational video. I mean, I literally created my foundational videos for my real estate business over a year ago. I haven't created very many videos since then that are connected to my foundational videos. So think about the foundational videos that are going to be universal with time. Okay, so don't make a foundational video about COVID. 3 years from now, might be irrelevant. Okay, the foundational videos about your industry and your product knowledge. Okay, the foundation. Okay, and we could go in the mastermind here at the end of this, the next few minutes, we're going to go into this deeper, and I'll ask you guys questions, and you guys can kind of share amongst each other what kind of maybe titles or type of videos. But I want to give you a good idea of what the concept of the layering is, because this is super, super important. It's overlooked. And when you overlook this, you're going to get so stressed out trying to make videos. Okay. So if you just keep it simple, follow this blueprint, you'll have success. So the foundational videos, that's the first one. The next layer of videos is called long form EDU, educational. So long form educational videos. Okay. That is going to be 5 to 30 minute videos. And that's going to be either a webinar, a mini class, a mastermind, a how-to video, a life in the day of video, a demo, something like that, right? Like I'm recording this right now because this is going to be one of our long form videos. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to make it into a long form video. So, you know, create systems in your business, or schedule times in your business. Maybe it's quarterly, maybe it's monthly, maybe it's weekly, where you're going to do a long form video. Okay, and you're going to create 5 to 30-minute long content videos, and it's going to be educational content. And we'll break that down here in a second. What is educational content? Now, the third layer of videos and content that you need is promo. This is where you're kissing. Okay, this is the content where you're reaching in for the kiss, right? You're asking them, for their hand in marriage, right? At this point, right? You're then asking, you're asking for things in the other videos, but the promo videos is really the 30-second to a minute promo videos. Maybe it's an intro or your outro, similar to your YouTube or Instagram, or maybe it's an image, maybe it's a flyer or an image that's a promo image. It's real corporate, I like to say, and it's real professional. Okay. Sometimes the promo videos are even outside of your personality. And that's what I mean by it's real corporate and it's real professional. So sometimes we may have like these looks, like for instance, Sabrina, I know you're real fun and you're exciting, and the type of business you're in is real casual, but your promo content may be a little more corporate, a little more professional. So, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that stuff. But those are the 3 layers of videos. When you figure this out, you're gonna your alarm is going to go off in your head, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, why have I been waiting so long to make videos? It's really this easy. And it's really this easy. If you make it any more complicated than this, you're not going to do it. You're going to say it's too complicated. You're going to say, oh, I don't want to make a video. And we could talk about production. A video on your phone is better than no video at all. A video on a Samsung phone, sorry, Samsung users, is better than no video at all. I want to repeat that. A video on your phone is better than no video at all. I want to also say a video unedited is better than no video at all. A lot of times people get nervous and scared to make video content because they want it to be perfect. They want the lighting and everything to be set up, and they want to go to a studio and rent out a studio. That's ridiculous. Look, make it easy for you. Make it simple. People like raw, people like authentic. So we'll talk more about that later, but this is the layers of the video content. Step 2, research the best, results based. We all know people on Instagram that post pictures on planes, but they're really just in a studio, right? I mean, one of my favorite ones is this guy, right? He's posted a picture, he's on an airplane, but look, he's got the toilet seat up. I mean, so don't be deceived. Don't be fooled. Look for results in your industry. Results-based research, okay? Very important. Step 3, study what's working. Remember what I said, not just what looks good. Actually study it, okay? Take notes, and boom, copy and paste. Very simple. That's how you find your titles. That's how you find your content subjects. That's how you kind of figure out the information that you need for your layers. Is boom. Very simple. Copy and paste. Secret number 1, progression. Don't kiss on the first date. 3 layers to creating inspiring content to build your business. Boom. We accomplished that. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about before we open this up for Q&A is going to be secret number 2, streamlining the process. How to streamline your video creating process and increase your profits. Now, look, the first thing to streamline this is you need to know your purpose. A lot of people are creating content with no purpose. It's like a chicken with his head cut off. You're running around like a crazy person, and you don't want to be that crazy person. Okay, you want to have a purpose. You want to move in that purpose, and you will have success. Okay, I have a video that talks about the 4 steps to any successful marketing campaign. You could find that on YouTube or Facebook, but I'm going to briefly tell you what the purpose is. The purpose is 3 things. It's the who your audience is, the why are you even making this content, and the what are you giving them to entice them to move forward. Those are the 3 things that are super important with the purpose. If you need to know more about that, like I said, I have the 4 phases of a marketing campaign video. Go watch that. It's a 5-minute video. It'll break it all down. Know your purpose. Very important. After you know your purpose, okay, you need to know the meat. Okay, know the meat of the information. Okay, the goods, the meaningful information that you're giving away, and what meat is. And I'll break down meat in a second, but you need to know it. Okay, meat is something meaningful, something educational, something actionable. Right? It needs to be actionable, like something they could do right away, and it needs to be timing. The timing needs to be right, and I'll explain kind of a little bit more about what that means. Now, the third step to creating this content is being clear on the CTA, the call to action. This is like the most important thing. If you didn't listen to anything that I said so far, just listen to this. I had this lady who literally, she started doing this, and all of a sudden, once she implemented this, her business exploded. And she had the same giveaway. She had the same product, the same service, the same worksheet. Everything was the same in her campaign, her images, her videos. Everything was the same. The only thing that was different is at the end of the video, she told people what to do next. Very simple. You don't want people watching your content and saying, okay, now what? You want them watching your content saying, awesome, I'm ready to go, and moving into that step. So know your call to action, make it clear. When you follow this format, okay, this is the very important thing. You need to know the format of the actual video. So now you know the videos itself, the layers of the videos. But when you're on the recording, right, what do you say? Like, how do you make the video flow to accomplish everything we accomplished? And this is the format to every video. Doesn't matter if it's a long or short video, it should have the same thing. Introduce yourself briefly. People don't care how much, they don't care about you. They don't care who you are. It's not going to help you grow your business, but it's just like being human, right? Like, how are you going to start a conversation without introducing yourself? So keep that in mind. You don't need to be like, hey, I am, number one producer in this and this. I'm Zachary D'Amato and CEO of this. And no, just be like, hey, I'm Zach. I'm with this company and blah, blah. That's it. Nothing. Like just a simple conversation, right? So make it normal and natural. You don't want to edify yourself. It's really just silly when people do that. Now, the second thing you need to do is the meat. What's the meat? The meat is something that's meaningful, educational, actionable, and it's got good timing. It's with the time, okay? Now, the third thing is this connecting story, okay? A story of somebody in your business or your client that you served who had success. It's a testimony. So every time you make video content, it better include a testimony. If your video content doesn't include a testimony, it's not going to work. It's out of the format, and you're not going to inspire. It doesn't matter how good your product is or how meaningful the mission is, or it doesn't matter about any of that. If you're not connecting it to a story where people could relate, they don't care. And then the fourth thing in the format is the call to action. What is the call to action? You give it to them at the end. Very simple. That's the video format. And once you figure this out, you will be flying by and your competitors will be the ones on the ground. All right. So let's talk about what we used to have to do all this, right? Wasting all this pointless time, creating pointless content, or buying expensive software, right? A lot of people get too fancy sometimes. I know sometimes there's a time to step your content game up, right? But I'm talking about the bare minimum. Like sometimes, you don't have to hire people anymore. All this is wasting money or referring to your competition, creating no content, and then telling your followers to go to someone else's content when you don't have any. Like, I'm all about sharing and referring and edifying people who should be edified, but I need to make sure my content is on point. Like, I am not going to refer somebody to a marketing company unless I know I have content that is going to satisfy that client as well. I want to make sure that I am set up before I'm referring anybody else. But if you're referring people to your competition, you're sad. That's really, it's a sad thing, so you need content to give people, or else you're wasting money. So the new way is this downloadable PDF. Okay, I'm going to put this PDF in the chat. And this PDF will blueprint everything we just talked about. You follow this blueprint, it's basically the notes of everything we talked about. So you'll be able to have success. And then, who thinks this is awesome? Just give me a raise of hands or thumbs or something. I know all these hands up here, they think that it's awesome too. And what I just showed you is how to streamline the process. That's it. How to do it with the layers, how to streamline the format. And if you streamline it, you will increase your profits. Very simply, you'll inspire action. Now, here's a little bonus that I want to share with you guys, because, and we're going to close this out, maybe another couple more minutes. This slide alone, I could spend 30 minutes alone on this. I'm not going to today, but I want you guys to understand this concept is that in the beginning of anything worthwhile, you have effort versus reward. Okay. Just like, the law of motion, right? You need some type of motion to create, or action versus reaction, right? Or, you need this action. I'm not a scientist. I don't know all that, but I do know that if you have effort, eventually there'll be rewards. However, we don't live in a society that is a microwave society. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what commercials are on TV or telling you what, nothing works overnight. Okay, Jesus works miracles, but the miracle in business is the fact that you will become somebody on your journey through this season. Okay, that's the miracle, is that on the other side of this hard work and on the other side of this faith, you will be a different person. That's the miracle. But effort versus rewards is a very important concept that I needed to learn. And a multi-millionaire taught me this. This guy was making over $1 million a month in his business, and he's trained and mentored dozens of $1 million a month earners. So not only in himself, but he's helped people do it. But he taught this. He said, look, in the beginning of anything, you're going to have a startup season, and it's going to require a lot of effort. Okay. And that effort is going to equate to no rewards. As a matter of fact, it's going to equate to negative rewards. You're going to put in so much effort, and it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time and sacrifices, and you'll get negative rewards. He said, but don't stop. Keep going, because then you're going to enter the building phase. And in the building phase, you still don't get any rewards. However, you're building. And it's taking less effort, because now might have got thicker skin, or you might have got that knowledge, or you're one step ahead than where you were when you first started. So it's a little bit easier. Then you're in the grinding season. Now the grinding season is a fun season. I like this season. I deal with a lot of startups, so that's the season that I really enjoy, but you only get some rewards in that season. But this is the first time as a business owner, you start to see the fruits of your labor. Maybe you're a content creator, and now you're all of a sudden getting featured and getting sponsorships, or getting these, or people reaching out to you for affiliates. And now you're starting to get some rewards, right? But you had to grind through that. Then you start to reach something called the comfort zone, because the comfort zone doesn't take a lot of effort. You start to get less effort in the comfort zone, but you're getting average results. You're like less than average effort, but you're getting average results. And it seems like a good spot to be, because you're getting more rewards than the effort you put in. And it seems like a good spot, and that's where a lot of people stop. But don't stop there. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep learning, keep growing your skills, and you will make it to the wealth zone. Because the wealth zone is when it becomes easy and fun, and you just kind of are just moving. I don't know if you guys ever met somebody, but I have a mentor, and I swear everything this guy touches is gold. It's just like he's got the connections, he's got the know-how, he's got the discipline, the emotional intelligence, right? The wealth, he's in the wealth zone. And the wealth zone, you get all the rewards. But most people stop in the comfort zone because they're comfortable. But you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. You must get uncomfortable to get into the wealth zone. And if you stop, you'll be average, and you'll get average results. And nothing's wrong with that. Like, I love like I love people, okay, and there's nothing wrong with being average if that's what you want. But I know everybody on here, they want to be above average. So, and you want all the rewards, and the gap in between getting the average and getting all is what's called accountability. It's this system or this person or this team to move you forward. Just like this mastermind, when we open it up, we're all going to have a chance to share, and we're going to be able to hold each other accountable. Like, Josh and Herbie, you guys are already a perfect match. You guys like similar industries. You guys should be getting connected, and you guys can keep each other accountable, right? But that accountability is going to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Now, Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest, right? Michael Jordan, one of the greatest. Phil Jackson was their accountability coach. Okay. Some people don't know this, but you got Mark Hughes, you got Tony Robbins, and you got Darren Hardy, all billionaires, okay, mentored by Jim Rohn. They had an accountability coach. The common factor was the accountability coach that they had, okay? And then one of my favorites, you got Rocky Balboa had Mickey, right? Put him in again, right? Come on, Rocky, right? So I love that. The accountability coach is so real. This is us sometimes without an accountability coach. Sometimes we're like Happy Gilmore, just yelling at our prospects, yelling at our business to go somewhere that it's not ready to go. Okay. But this is us with accountability. We start to get those big checks. This is just a fun one. And this, Chubbs helped him. He was the accountability there, right? Little fun there. But Rich, he received accountability. Before he started working with us, he was getting about $5.40 a lead. He started getting accountability. We pushed him, right? Gently pushed him into stretching him out to learn more and grow more. And boom, he started getting 70 cents a lead. So pretty exciting. And this accountability is really what helps you to give you more time to work on your business and not be so busy in your business. A lot of the times we're so busy in our business that we don't realize the systems or the tweaks that we need to make in our business to go to the next level. So scaling doesn't have to be so hard. Okay. We got a team, you got people, we got, this group of people, you got us, you got information. It doesn't have to be hard. You could be the superhero in your story. Hi, I'm Zachary D'Amato, founder of a2z123Marketing.com. Thank you so much for joining this course. Thank you so much for watching that information. And if you really liked it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share it with someone you love, and make sure you subscribe to our channel because we're going to be giving you tons of value and more information that's going to help you grow your business.